after I tell the story, you're gonna see why I needed to smoke that, because this story is just too much. And I got off work, and this is just, you know, it's one of those downers. I mean, when are they ever? They're never good. So, welcome back to another True Crime Tuesday. I know I slacked last week. I did a different video on Tuesday that was unrelated. But anyways, we're here. Let's jump into it. So today we're going to talk about Richard Chase. Richard Chase is based off in Sacramento. So it's like an hour and a half from my hometown where I grew up at. So that's why I decided to tell the story. I don't know, stories that are around where you live are just intriguing, you know? It's just scary and just fuck, you know? You're just like, the reality sets in, and you know that's not that far from me. And I think that's why some of these I remember more than others. But this one is kind of hard to forget. I don't necessarily remember his name when I first heard the story, but I do remember like the actual story and what he did. So Richard Chase was known as the Sacramento Vampire, and he's just he's something else. So let's start off. Richard Chase, born May 23rd, 1950. He grew up in an abusive household. His mom was abusive to him. Not really sure how his dad played a part, or the relationship between them two. By the age of 10, he had already had what they had called the McDonald triad. So basically, it's like this theory. Well, at first it was a theory that if you have these three, if you do bedwetting, arson, or animal cruelty, that's like you're gonna be a psychopath. But that's not proven, but they were able to prove that, like, okay, if you have these three, more than likely, you're being abused in a household. It's probably fucking happening. It is happening. So yeah, he had started, you know, bedwetting is uncontrollable. You can't, you know, that's how it starts. And then later, you know, just anger builds. And I don't know, usually I would think you would go from arson to animal cruelty. But I feel like there's no order. I feel like it could go either way, to be honest. But yeah, so in high schools, he didn't have many relationships. They didn't last very long. He couldn't untain an erection unless he was thinking of killing animals or stabbing people. So yeah, I don't think a lot of people are into that stuff. So I can see why it didn't work out. So he grew up in the 70s, right? 70s. You know what 70s were for people. He dropped a lot of acid. And he had already had paranoid schizophrenia. So, like, adding paranoia and then adding acid to that, probably not the best choice, Richard. Yeah. So when he would speak to the doctors, he would go and tell them that someone stole his artery and that his heart was stopping because his heart. No, he said that someone stole his artery. He knew this because his heart was stopping, and that his bones were like moving and he could feel them. And he shaved his head so he could like see it actually moving. Sorry, I'm turning my dog's eye boogers. And then he also thought that his blood was turning into powder, you know, like normal shit that people go to the doctors for. He even accused his mom of poisoning him, okay? So his father was like, you know what, we're gonna move you out. You know, I think it's time you get out of here, you know. So he starts injecting himself with rabbit blood. Okay, like this guy is awesome. I've tried acid. I definitely never any of this. Obviously, our mindsets are not. Okay, anyways, getting off topic. So he injected himself with rabbit's blood. He would drink blood. He was manipulating rabbits. So he was eventually involuntarily, what's the word? He was involuntarily sent to the psychiatric Like even so when he was there, like he was scaring the shit out of the staff. He would he would find birds, break their necks, he would drink their blood. I think I read something about he would steal the blood from therapy dogs there, and he would like steal syringes and get their blood. Yeah, like so fucking weird. They wouldn't even like the staff called him Dracula supposedly. Um, but oh, and then they did put him on psychotropic drugs. Um, so maybe this helped. I don't know. But a year later or a little bit after that, I'm not exactly sure how long. It was like a year or 3. They were like, you know what, buddy? You could go out to society. You're not a harm. You just drink blood. Just drink blood. You just kill animals. No big deal. So they released him. Okay. And when they released him, he's back with his mom. And his mom was like, you know what? We're going to take you off the drugs. I don't know why the fuck she would do that. And he stopped saying, I'm really sorry. Really got to work on that. I legit refilmed this video because my last video I was saying it too much. Anyways, he moves in with his mom. She takes him off the drugs, and then she moves him out. He gets roommates. He gets like these 3 roommates, and they're just like, this guy is on fucking high and on acid all the time. They want him to move out. He's fucking naked all the time. They said he was always naked. Like, imagine having a roommate like that. Oh, God, what a nightmare. Yeah, they wanted him to move out, and Richard would not move out, so they all had to move out. Like, that's how bad it was. I mean, fuck, I would move the fuck out. So this guy, now he's living on his own. So you can only imagine now what his feng shui is going to look like and what the fuck he's going to do. He's just drinking. He's constantly drinking blood. He's like putting it and he's blending it. He's putting it with like Coke. At first I was like, which one? He's mixing with Coca-Cola. Like he's making like his little energy drinks, He's getting that protein. So nasty. So like interviews had said that sorry, I can't talk. People have said, this is what he has said in interviews, that he was doing this because it would keep his heart from shrinking. I don't know why it was so hard to say that. So his first killing was December 29th, 1977. A month before this, though, he had gone to Pyramid Lake, which is kind of by Lake Tahoe, and someone reported him standing there naked, covered in blood. Just broad daylight guy just standing there, getting that. What's that one stuff that makeup shit that people use that looks like blood? What if he was just exfoliating? I don't know. No, they call the cops. Whoever found this guy, saw this guy. I mean, I'd probably call the cops. Like, what the fuck? And they go investigate, and they find his truck, like, covered in blood. And he has, like, buckets of blood. And it turns out that it was cow's blood. So they're like, no, we'll let him go. No big deal. He's just, doing him normal shit, like how do you let this guy, I mean, yes, you don't really have something to take him in for, but like you do. I don't know, like I would have been like, sir, how did you get all this blood, right? Can't they get him in there for animal cruelty and then like being naked out there? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, this was a month before his first killing. Just some weird ass shit, man. But wasn't weird enough for the cops to like take him in. So yeah, a month from then, he's driving around and starts shooting at random people. Okay, so fucking scary, so sad. His first victim is 51-year-old Ambrose Griffin. He was helping. He had just got home. He was carrying groceries out his car, and he fell, and his poor wife was there, and she had thought that he had a heart attack. And then once they got to once they got to the doctors, she found out that he wasn't having a heart attack, and he died. And then a 12-year-old boy that day said that he had reported to the police that a guy in a brown, what color was it? A guy in a brown trans van shot at him but missed. Like, this guy is literally psychotic. I just can't. January 23rd, a month later, so he is now trying to open up doors. He's literally just walking around neighborhoods and he's just trying random doors. And one lady had even said that she saw this guy. She was just watching him. She saw him from her backyard, and he tried to go through one door and it was locked, and he tried to go through another door. Like, how fucking creepy. I'm getting the chills. Oh god. Yeah, she just saw him like trying all these doors, and then he eventually like makes it to her front door, and they're like making eye contact. Fucking creepy. He leaves to go to the next house. The fucking house, the doors is unlocked. This is what I'm telling you guys. Lock your doors. Okay, so this whole thing is a tragedy. So he goes to the next house, and like so basically when he would go in houses too, like if it was locked, he was like, okay, I'm not welcome. But if it was unlocked, he was like, all right, like, you know, I can come in. It's meant for me. So what had happened? So his next victim was pregnant 22-year-old Teresa Wallen. She was found disemboweled, drained of blood, and he had like manipulated her body. Or mutilated. Sorry. Honestly, those are kind of the same. Just terrible. And the police found a bullet in her mailbox, if I'm not mistaken. He leaves to another house. Like, he's just on a roll. He leaves to another house, ransacks his house. He pees in a child's drawer, and then he defecates onto the child's bed. And the fucking family walks in, and this guy chases him out and tries to catch him, but he couldn't. I fucking couldn't. This is all the same day as the murder. So crazy. He's just fucking... People's minds are scary. Okay. So the FBI is called in. The next killing is now Evelyn. She's 38 and it was her 6-year-old son and her friend Danny and her nephew that she was watching. They were... I left out so many details. Like, what I'm saying is already horrible enough, but like there's so much more into it. But there's just no... It's like, if you want to know more, definitely can look it up. But this is pretty much it. They were, so they were all shot. So he comes in the house. He shoots a friend downstairs. A friend's watching the kids. And then he goes upstairs. She's in the tub. He shoots her in the back of the head. Mutilates her, rapes her. Like, once she's dead, he just does really weird stuff. The kids got shot. The 6-year-old Jason and 22-month-old nephew. There was like a pillow, and there was a bullet over the pillow. So this girl, the next girl I'm gonna talk about, Nancy Holden, is like the star to all this. Well, not the star, but she's a big fucking deal. And I'll tell you why. So she calls the cops one day, right? Or no, I think this is the same day. Okay, so she's in a shopping center in Sacramento, right? And some guy comes up to her. He's in a bloody sweatshirt and he's barefoot, and he was like, "Are you the girl? Were you with Kurt the day he died? When he died on the motorcycle 10 years ago?" And she's just like, "What the fuck?" And she's like, "Who are you?" I don't know how the fuck but she says, "Who are you?" And he says, "I'm Richard Chase." And she told the cops, like, when she called him, like, she was like, "I remember him being like this cute guy in high school and like looking at him. Now he was like this 5'11". He weighed like 140 pounds, some shit like that. And just not from what she remembered in high school. So she's like freaked out by him. She like leaves right away after she gets, like, she paid for shit real quick. I don't know. But she got in her car real quick and drove off and locked her doors. And she tells the police. And this is like where it all goes down. Like, so the police basically, they're like watching his house. And then one day he like steps out with a box and he has the box is bloody and he has bloody feet. So like the cops are like, you know what, okay, and like we're gonna arrest him. They arrest him and they find it's a fucking horror scene. It's just like blood wall to wall, you know, from the window to the wall to I can't rap right now. There's fucking body parts in his fridge. There's 3 blenders. Oh, there's 3 blenders and he just has like stuff in them. Oh God, getting those nutrients, you know, healthy. And it's just disgusting. There was just a horror scene. When the FBI had interviewed him in San Quentin, one of the FBI's who was working on the case, Richard had explained that it wasn't his fault and that Nazis and aliens were making him do it or else they were going to kill him. And I don't know if this was true or false, but during the interview, apparently he had like mac and cheese in his pocket. Sorry, I keep looking at the different screens. He had mac and cheese in his pocket and that he pulled it out and was like, "They're trying to poison me." Like, this guy is really, like, sick. And, oh, God, I'll say it. I'll say what I have to say after the story. So, you know, obviously, he's in prison. And he's in prison, like, the inmates are even scared of him. The inmates are scared of him. They tell him to kill himself. Like, every night, they're telling him to kill himself. And eventually, Richard does it. December 26, 1980. He was like 30. Yeah. He collects all his antidepressants and he overdosed on them one night. And that is the story of Richard Chase. Drops mic. Yeah. Lock your fucking doors, people. Like, it's just so scary to, like, there's people out there who are evil and just want to do evil things. And then there's people out there who, like, yeah, he was evil, but, like, also he, like, wasn't mentally there. Like, he legit would just go to random doors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, logically speaking, people, you would think, like, who the fuck would go around and just randomly open doors, you know? Like, that... The chances of that happening is really rare, but like it can happen. Like you just can't predict someone's actions that are like that far, like just gone. Like he's gone, you know, like he's just not there. I don't know where it's at. Yeah, that story was crazy. Don't know what else to say besides I'm disturbed. Lock your doors. You just never know. Lock your car doors, guys. Just be safe, please. I hope you guys like this video. Well, I mean, it's hard. You know what I mean. Obviously, the story is a big fucking downer. But yeah, true crime is just crazy. And I know there's other people like me out there who share this interest about true crime and all the craziness that goes into it. But yeah, stay tuned for next Tuesday for another True Crime Tuesday. I don't know who I'm gonna do next. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. I'm more into, like, I don't want to do like really big well-known ones. I want to do ones that like a lot of people don't know about. So it's more what I'm looking for. So alright, good night guys. Be safe.